رحمه الله امسح عليهما ما دام في القدم. Okay? So you can wipe on them as long as they stay on the feet.
We talked about those new shoes that don't reach.
Yes, and also we gave this example that there are some socks don't reach the heel. So yes, the author is saying that if they don't go beyond from the heel and beyond, it is not allowed to wipe on them. But we say no, because that's not because our definition includes any sock, anything that covers the feet. And this definition is important. Why? Because once we call it a khuf, a sock, based on our terminology, therefore you can wipe on it, regardless if it's transparent or if it's cut, because it stays on the feet. Okay. Okay. What?
So it's not socks. It's anything that is covering the feet.
Yeah. So the socks are part of a khuf. Okay. An example of khuf, based on this definition. Okay.
It has to stay in the foot.
But it has to stay. Okay. Yeah.
Something
Okay.
that goes.
Okay. So what are you saying then when you say that it is permissible to wipe on the leather socks and whatever resembles them, like the thick socks? We say that this adjective is not conditioned. This of the thickness is not conditioned as long as they are called khuf, meaning that they cover the feet and it stays. Okay? Some brother.
Can we say that it's something that we have to keep on right?
Yeah, it is. It has to stay whether you are praying or not, because we're not talking about praying. We're talking about when it is permissible, when it is allowed to wipe on them. Regardless, if you want to lift your ritual impurity for making wudu, for qira'at al-Quran, or for entering the masjid, or whatever. Okay. So, who would give us another condition that it's allowed for us or permissible for us to wipe on them? Can we wipe on them to make ghusl? When we make ghusl? No. I would ask you, what is the evidence? Yes, what? Okay. What is the derivation? Where did you get the evidence?
Well, wasn't there a Sahaba that
No, from this verse. No.
in this verse?
Because you said that my evidence that you can't wipe on the socks for major ritual impurity is وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَطَّهَّرُوا, the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَطَّهَّرُوا. We would ask you, how would you utilize this verse to prove your case?
You mentioned that when the lamb is kasra, وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ, that you wipe.
Exactly. So you can use the verse from the other recitation, من قوله سبحانه وتعالى وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ بقراءة الكسر. In the recitation with kasr, it means then that it's معطوف على قوله وامسحوا. Okay? But you can't use وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَطَّهَّرُوا. But this is to prove, this verse is to prove that it's allowed for us, it's permissible for us to wipe on khuf. But it does not prove that it's not allowed for us to wipe on them when making ghusl, for ghusl. So we still want an evidence. First of all, you can use the verse by saying that we have now two distinct impurities. Okay, we have two different ritual impurities. We have minor and major. The first one ends when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ. Then he resumed by saying, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَطَّهَّرُوا. So this is a new ablution. Okay? This is a new ablution. This is what we call الطهارة al-kubra, a major ablution. So because of this distinguishment, we say that the rulings that applies for the first part of the verse are not applied for the second part of the verse. Secondly, حديث صفوان بن عسار رضي الله عنه عند أهل السنة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أمرنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أن لا ننزع خفافنا 3 أيام ولياليهن إلا إذا كنا سفرا إلا من جنابه ولكن من غائط وبول ونوم. Okay? So this is the evidence. ولكن من غائط وبول ونوم. Meaning الطهارة الصغرى. طيب?
You can keep them.
Yes, you can wipe on them as long as that you don't wipe for الطهارة الكبرى, for ghusl. So for ghusl you have to wash the whole body. It's not allowed to wipe. It's not permissible. And this ruling, as we said, is unanimous. By consensus, scholars from all madhahib agree that we can't wipe on our socks for a major ablution.
Yes.
Yes, well.
What's if there is no water to do?
Tayammum, inshallah. And we're going to discuss it, inshallah.
So tayammum will take out this wiping down.
No, tayammum is not related to your feet.
I know.
It's only for your hands and face. So we're not discussing then any wiping.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm saying that if there's a possibility you don't wipe out or you don't do anything. When you
I don't understand.
When you do tayammum, you're not going to wash your body.
Yes,
You're not going to wash your feet.
definitely.
Because you're tayammum.
Yeah, but we're not discussing if you don't have water. We're saying that you have water now. Is it allowed for you to wipe or not?
In case of you have water.
Yeah. هذا هو الأصل أن الطهارة بالماء. The standard is that you use water. التيمم is a replacement, an alternative, and you don't go to the alternative unless you don't have water. Okay.
Some of the say basically that if you defecate, you cannot wipe anymore. So that kind of invalidates the wiping on the socks.
You're saying that التيمم is invalid.
I'm not talking about it.
Okay, what are you
I'm
talking?
talking about the masjid.
Yeah.
Some of the reading, and I get that even when I was reading with the kids, Muraja,
Mm-hmm.
the kids, they say if you defecate, you can, it's basically, you cannot, it's not valid anymore, you have to make wudu.
No, that's wrong.
That's what it says.
No, that's wrong.
The books, the academy,
No, that's if you are narrating it correctly, if you are reporting it correctly, that's not the case. You can wipe during the period that is allowed for you,
yeah.
as long as you don't make ghusl. Okay? So you can wipe. That's what he's discussing now. Whenever he ومتى مسح ثم انقضت المدة وخلع قبله. So he discussed the period. Okay, so what is the period? What is the period?
Traveling?
Yes, if you are a traveler,
Yeah.
it is 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, meaning 72 hours. If you are a resident,
1 day.
then it's 1 day and a night, and it's night. Okay, so 24 hours. The question is, okay, the evidence is Hadith Ali radiallahu anh, Hadith Safwan radiallahu anh, and other hadith. Malik rahimahullah says it is not restricted, meaning that you can wipe as long as you don't take them off. The hadith Abi Imar radiallahu anh. But we say that this hadith is weak, or it's based, we can reconcile it with the rest of nusus of the text if we say that if you are a traveler and it's difficult for you, then it's allowed to wipe on them unless you don't take them off. Okay? But when did the period start? When does the period start?
Then we start.
Okay?
After you make your first wudu, would be after you make the first wudu, so if you make wudu of dhuhr, that's when it starts, from dhuhr till 72 hours to the
Travel and the...
Yeah.
Okay, so regardless of the end now, so you're saying that the period starts from the time that you make wudu, even if you don't have hadath.
I think at the time.
That's what you are saying. That if I wipe at any time, the period starts from the wiping, regardless of the ritual impurity,
What time?
regardless of the hadath. That's what you're saying, right?
except for the Tahara al-Kubra.
No, we're not discussing
Yeah,
about
I'm
Atar
saying-
We just excluded it, okay?
3 days.
It's not within our scope of discussion now. What we're discussing is when does it start, and you're saying from the time that you wipe on them, regardless of any ritual impurity. Can you justify it or give an evidence?
No, I can't. But you said 3 days, so it's got to be from the day you started.
Yeah.
Because the hadith says...
Okay. We understand. Yes, you are totally right that we start 3 days from a point of time.
Yeah.
But you're saying that I will start the point of time when I wipe on them.
My understanding,
Okay.
if I-
Okay.
yeah.
When I wipe on them,
Yeah.
regardless of any effication, urination, regardless of any ritual impurity, we would ask you all that we need an evidence or justification.
All right.
If you don't say قال الله قال رسوله because there is, you would say by analogy or based on the general permissibility or understanding, I would justify my opinion by saying
Yeah,
blank.
You just said the hadith just a few minutes ago.
Which is?
You said it. I forgot.
ولكن من غائط أو بول أو نوم.
Yeah.
How would you use it?
3 days.
Yes, we all agree that we're going to wipe on them if we are travel 3 days, if we are resident 1 day. But when do we start the period? That's our question. We're not discussing about the span of
Well,
the period.
The logic is telling you from the first wipe, right? The logic.
Where did you bring this logic?
The logic. When you say 3 days, how would you start? There's got to be a starting point.
Yes.
I don't know if there's hadith or not hadith. This is probably you can help us with. But the logic is telling you if you're going to start counting 3 days,
Yeah.
then the logic said from the first time you wipe.
How?
That's at least my
Can
thinking.
I-
Okay. No. Just that's what I like. We wanted not just reclining and being silent. That's what I'm intending.
Yeah.
You're saying that your logic, because you can't say that that's the logic,
Okay.
because you can say my logic.
Okay.
Okay? So your logic is telling you that since it's permissible for us for this period of time, then it's going to start from the time that you wipe over them.
Mhm.
How? How does your logic tell you that we're going
go
to...
anywhere with this discussion.
No.
I'm just telling you this is my logic, and this if for me to count, to tell somebody I'm going to start counting from the time I wipe. This is the logic. I mean, so I don't know what else
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Now, you make wudu
Yeah.
for lifting your ritual impurity.
That's right.
Okay? Hadath. Then, after 2 hours, you intended to renew your wudu. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, when you renew your wudu, is the hadath, or is there any hadath that's going to be lifted for the second wudu, for the renewed wudu?
I don't know.
No, because there is no hadath.
Okay. If
That-
there's no hadith, yeah.
yes.
That's right. If there's no hadith, yeah.
Why do you say that when I wipe on them, meaning
First time.
your feet, why do you say that it's going to start from now. While you're saying that there is no hadith.
Oh, okay, so what I'm saying is time. I'm not saying the number of wudu. You are now talking about the number of wudu you're making. I'm saying time.
No.
My
The
logic is saying number
the
of
start
time.
point, that's what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Okay, anybody who would support this opinion?
So I'll,
Yes.
I support it because when we talk about 3 days, it's like measuring the time
Time,
we are allowed to do masjid on our feet.
Okay.
So it's not related to any
Number of
other
wudu.
factor.
Yeah, but do you support him by saying that it's going to start from the time you wipe, regardless of any hadith?
Yes.
The same question.
The question is because the condition is 3 days. It doesn't mention anything.
We don't dispute with the 3 days,
No,
and also with the 1 day.
That's what I'm talking
Exactly. We're disputing the time now. We're discussing, let's say. We're discussing the time that it starts. You know, you can say, I can start, by some scholars' opinion, after you in 3 days. You can imagine? The period of 3 days will start, you know, the time that you finish, some scholars will just start it. You see? That's the difference. So what we're discussing is about the period you start, the point in time you start these 3 days or 1 day.
Yes.
Okay.
If,
Okay.
For example, you start by Salat al-Fajr. Your day for Salat al-Fajr.
Okay.
So you're going to do it like 3 times, 3 times after that. You can actually
If you are a traveler. But, so you're saying now, let's say that now I am on tahara. Okay? You know, I went to the sink and I made tahara. I made wudu. Then I wore my socks. Then after an hour, I decided to renew my wudu. See the point? See the point? You're saying that from this point, I will start to count.
When you remove your wudu, that means you do masjid.
Yes, because I wiped on my socks. We're discussing about socks now, about khuf. So you're saying that, and our brother, that we're going to start from this point. And we asked you both to provide any evidence, and you didn't.
Can you just give us the evidence?
Okay.
We don't have a lot of
Because we disagree with you, because you don't have an evidence.
That's fine. No, you asked me for my logic. I told you my logic. You don't want to take it, so can we move on?
Okay,
It is-
exactly.
Only 20 minutes left.
Yeah,
Here is
okay.
what I remember. I don't remember any
Yeah.
evidence.
Yeah.
But here's what I remember from the discussion of the last time.
Okay,
The-
you were here
the
last
ca-
time?
Yes, I
Okay,
remember
good,
last
tell
time.
us, please.
So the counting the clock starts
When?
the first time you do wudu and masah after hadath. That's where the
Okay.
clock starts.
Okay.
Yes.
That's when the clock starts.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
After hadath. After
You can
hadath.
jump in.
Now ask us.
I tried.
Ask us.
I tried.
Now ask us. What is your evidence?
Okay.
Because the whole of this discussion is not about the ruling.
Yeah.
Is about that we are a nation of justification and evidence. Please, brothers and sisters, adjust to this. The Ummah now is struggling. The Muslim mind is struggling because of this. We are a nation of imitation. We just follow without any thinking, without any understanding. And that's not the way that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and followed him. It's not a blind faith. It is the only faith that has a justification. That's why Dr. Lawrence, when he converted to Islam, he said, because Islam is the only religion that I followed, because I can confess, I can profess my faith with whole confidence in my justification, with whole confidence in my justification. I can justify it.
Who said that?
Dr. Lawrence.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Lawrence Brown?
So it is crucial, brothers and sisters. We don't just discuss here. What I'm trying to convey here is that scholars used to sit, and even the students with them, they discuss the rulings. And they justify them based on the Kitab and Sunnah. Okay? And using the analogy It's a system, brothers and sisters. It's a system that is structured to maintain, guide, and direct our way of derivation, ruling derivations, okay, or rules derivation. So what we opine is that the period starts from the time that you wipe after ritual impurity, after hadath, okay, after hadath.
And what's the evidence on that?
Okay, what is the evidence? Because the shari' meaning the sovereign legislator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us that the ruling is linked to what? To the hadath. لا يقبل الله صلاة أحدكم إذا أحدث حتى يتوضأ فالعبرة بالحدث. So the consideration is for the hadath, the ritual impurity. Therefore we say that the period starts from the wiping on the sex after hadath, after ritual impurity. And this is our justification based on the hadith. لا يقبل الله صلاة أحدكم. Okay? So let's start inshallah for the other bab. He's saying باب نواقض الوضوء, chapter on the nullifiers of wudu. You should note and also understand that the nullifiers of wudu, or the nullifiers of any ibadah, or the nullifiers of any contract, in bay' and sale and selling, any nullifying of any interaction, of any transaction, has to be based on what? On evidence. Therefore, anyone says that this contract is nullified, is false, void, or this ibadah is batil, this wudu is batil. Because of this nullification, you directly has to ask him what? The evidence. Say to him, okay, I would follow you, but I want you to provide me evidence because I entered the ibadah, I did the ibadah, I performed the ibadah based on certainty. In order to cut it, in order to nullify it, you have to provide me a nullifier from the Kitab and Sunnah. Okay? So that should be established. Then he said, rahimahullah, وَهِيَ سَبْعَةٌ, meaning the nullifiers are seven. Based on what? Based on a comprehensive survey from the book, from the evidences in the Kitab and Sunnah. They came to conclude that there are seven. And that's based on Madhab al-Imam Ahmad. Let's discuss them now. Let's see if they are seven. We accept what is supported by an evidence. If it's not supported by an evidence, we say that we have did the wudu on certainty. We can't nullify it by doubt because we have to have an evidence. He's saying al-khariju min as-sabilayn. Okay? So there are two now. What exists from the private part, meaning the sexual organs, or what? The anus. These are what we call them as-sabilan. The sexual part of the man and woman.
Private parts.
Okay. Well, actually, sometimes if you say the private parts, it's not that accurate. So we're saying that the sexual part, وذاك يسمى العضو الجنسي هكذا يسمى. The sexual part, including the anus, okay, for man and women. These are as-sabilan, paths, passages. What is?
It's not everything that comes out.
Okay, now, okay, so, okay, what is the evidence? قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين وإن كنتم جنبا فطهروا وإن كنتم مرضى أو على سفر أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط. Okay? أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط. What is الغائط? It is the place to go to urinate and to defecate. Okay? It is the place you go to urinate or defecate. That's why they generalized by saying anything that is coming from these two passages or the sexual organs is a nullifier. So what it includes? Does it include anything that comes out of these passages, of these organs, or not? The majority says anything that comes out of them is a nullifier. Anything, including worms. If you have some problems in your stomach or in your intensities that would allow some worms to get out, these are considered nullifiers. If you have stones, some people they have مثل حصوة, that they are coming out from a sabilain, from these two passages, are considered to be a nullifier. Okay? That's the opinion of the majority. وذهب ابن حزم رحمه الله الظاهري, Ibn Hazm رحمه الله opined that anything that is considered to be impure, anything that is coming out from these organs, from these passages, that is considered to be impure, and the impurity, if you remember, is defined by Sharia, not by something that we consider to be impure. Meaning that a Shara considered to be impure. Anything that is impure comes out of these passages is considered to be a nullifier. Therefore, he's saying that the worms, stones, are not nullifiers. Okay? But what we opine with is that anything that comes out of the private parts of the sexual organs is considered to be a nullifier. What is the evidence? قوله سبحانه وتعالى أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط. So even if you want to get out of the worms or stones, you will go where? To al-Gha'it. والله سبحانه وتعالى يقول أو جاء أحد منكم من الغائط, because al-Gha'it means the place you go in order to get rid of the bad things in your, the dirty, the filthy things in your body. Okay? So anything that comes out is a nullifier. Okay? Okay. So what about, now we know for men, there are four substances that come out of their sexual organ. Okay? They are mani, madhi, wadi, wal-bawl. Madhi, secretion, liquid fluid secretion that is getting after lustful desire. Okay, sexual thinking. That's what we call madhi. And this is what we call a light impurity. It's enough to sprinkle water over it. That's what we call madhi. Also we have mani, semen. Also we have wadi. ودي هو سائل غليظ يخرج عادة عقيب البول أو عند حمل شيء ثقيل. It is a liquid that is thick, usually exerts from the penis after urination, usually. Or if you lift something that is heavy. Sometimes people have this problem. It's metal sometimes. It's a disease that it exerts out of their penises. So this is called wadi. Okay? And we have urination, urine. All these are nullifiers. All these are nullifiers. But they differ in terms of their purity. So urine is impure, and it's what we call it heavy najasa, heavy impurity, meaning that it has to be washed on the garments or on the body or on the place. It has to be washed. We have the semen, and what we opined. What is the preponderant opinion?
It's not najis.
It's not najis. Therefore, you can note that it is not necessarily that it's common. It is not necessarily that a thing to be considered as a nullifier, it will be also najis. So there is distinguishment. You're going to have substances that is considered to be nullifiers, but they are not impure.
But does not mean that he may pray with clothes that may be touched with many.
Yes. You see the difference? So you can pray with a garment that has on it a spot of semen. And your prayer will be correct. But if you don't make ghusl after many, or if you don't make wudu, if this semen is not gushed, because one of the conditions to make ghusl, that the semen has to be gushed. أن يخرج بدفق. If it's not gushed, then you can't. Then all what you have to do is to make wudu. You don't have to make ghusl. Okay? Because to make ghusl, it has to be gushed. But that's, we're going to discuss it inshallah when we reach the chapter of ghusl al-janaba inshallah. Okay? But now, the semen is pure body nullifier. The third one is madhi. The madhi is a nullifier and also impure. However, its impurity is light, meaning it's enough for you to sprinkle water over it. You don't have to wash it. Okay? The fourth one is al-wadi. Al-wadi is the same as the semen. It's a nullifier, the same as the madhi. In it being nullifier, while its impurity is heavy, like the urine. Therefore, it has to be washed. Okay? وهذا التفصيل الذي ذكرناه. These details are elaborated and evidenced by Ali ibn Abi Talib رضي الله عنه. Okay? So you should keep this in mind. Now, what about the female? What about the female? Now, the same thing as the man, even with what? With the semen. And also the madhi, the liquid secretion. But women usually don't have wadi. They don't have it. Okay? And inshallah we're going to discuss يعني الرطوبات في الفرج وما أشبه ذلك. Okay? So these are the things that that are nullifiers, and they are getting from as-sabilain. Now we have the feces. Okay? Stool. That's also a nullifier. أكرمكم الله. قال والخارج النجس من سائر البدن إذا فحش. Impure discharges from elsewhere in the body, if they were voluminous enough to be repulsing. Okay, so impure discharges, what that include?
Like vomiting?
Impure, yes. On the madhab that they are saying that al-qay is impure. Therefore, it's going to be a nullifier. Okay, what else? They الدم. Okay, blood. They consider the blood to be impure. Therefore, it's going to be a nullifier. Because the general rule, according to the madhab al-Hanabila, that anything that is impure getting out of the body, even if it's not getting out from the sexual private parts, then it's going to be a nullifier. Okay. Yeah, but that's what they are saying. They are saying that the blood is impure.
Did you say only Hanabila?
وكذلك الشافعية. Okay? But we opine that blood is what? Is pure. Blood is pure. Even if it is repugnant, and a lot of it. Okay, what is the evidence? Do you remember the evidence? Brother Muhammad, what is the evidence that blood is pure? Yes, Brother Sa'di. Yeah, because you remember.
Incident where it was Hadi, this was during one of the Ghazwat, and he was
Yeah, بغزوة ذات الرقاع.
and he was shot with an arrow and he was bleeding.
And he bowed and prostrated and continued. And the Prophet ﷺ didn't command him to cut his prayer. What about a sadid? You know, what is called? Pus. Pus, you know, pus? P-U-S. Okay? P-U-S. Pus. Sadid, you know, the thing that. Yes, when you have a wound, when you have an injury, sometimes they get out. لا القيح غير الصديد. Okay, القيح غير الصديد. But they are both, you know, both of these discharges are pure. Why? Because there is no evidence. Like what we say, anyone who is saying to you that this is a nullifier or impure, you have to ask them, what is the evidence? So the madhab then, that they are saying that these are nullifiers. Why? Because they are impure. But when we disagree with them, we're saying that these are not impure, these are pure, therefore they're not nullifiers.
So what is their evidence? Because this is like Imam Ahmed Muhammad, so it must have some evidence to make.
Because of the smell,
Huh?
no? Smell bad.
No. The impure, because of the saying of some Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Because of the saying of some Sahaba. And also, they are using it by analogy to ad-dam. And ad-dam, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم commanded Fatima bint Hubaysh في الصحيحين. Fatima bint Hubaysh came to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and asked him, O Rasulullah, I have a continuous menstrual bleeding. Then he said صلى الله عليه وسلم, this is not a menstruation. إن ذلك ليس بحيض. فإذا أتاك الدم يقول عليه الصلاة والسلام فدع الصلاة قدر حيضتك ثم توضئي وصلي. وفي لفظ قال لها صلى الله عليه وسلم اغتسلي وصلي. اغتسلي وصلي. So they are saying that the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم commanded her because of this blood to make wudu for each salah. Hence, blood is a nullifier. But we disagree. We're saying that the menstrual, vaginal blood is a nullifier. But you can't generalize for the rest of the body. Okay? Therefore, we're saying, yes, we agree that the menstrual blood or the vaginal blood is impure and therefore is a nullifier. But the rest of the body is not. That's their evidence, but we won't discuss that. We go with the preponderant opinion, inshallah, by saying that sadid, by any discharge that are impure are not nullifiers of the wudu. Then he said, rahimahullah, وَزَوَالُ الْعَقْلِ إِلَّا النَّوْمَ الْيَسِيرِ جَالِسًا وَقَائِمًا. Yeah, it'll be strange for Malikiyya. because Malikiya says that
If you
yes, sleeping is not a nullifier.
Really?
And yes, and I remember, a brother that came to study in the Jamiat al-Imam, and he came from Morocco, and he used between after finishing salat, because mashallah he was serious, and a student who was so serious, mashallah. So he used to sleep. The time that he sleeps is after finishing Dars al-Asr. We had a class after al-Asr, so we had after finishing it in the summer we have 2.5 hours until Salat al-Maghrib. So he used to sleep only these 2.5 hours, mashallah. Then when he goes to sleep, when the adhan for Salat al-Maghrib is made, he would just go and wash his face, and he would come to pray. And we have some, elderly, the elderly people, they are, strict, and yes. So he said, he noticed that. He noticed this behavior from him, and he repeated it. So this elderly is sure now that he is violating. He doesn't pray with wudu. فقال له يا أخي أنت الحين جاي من بلدك عشان تدرس ولا تعرف توضأ. He's saying to him, then now you are coming from your home to study while you don't even know how to make wudu. يعني قال له يا عم هذا أنا ما أحتاج إني أتوضأ. قال اطلع برا المسجد. اطلع برا المسجد. I witnessed it. قال يا عم ما يلمس. He said, get out of the mosque. Go to make wudu. يعني هذا اللي قال له. قال يا عم يعني ما يحتاج مش يعني كان مؤدبا ما شاء الله. قال ما يحتاج وما أشبه ذلك ورضاه. حتى إنه أرغموه إنه يروح يتوضأ. So eventually he went and made wudu, although that was against what he believes. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Deep sleep?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. النوم
Just 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's what we opine, by the way. That's what we opine. Yeah. But the measurement, inshallah, we're going to discuss this, inshallah. He's saying وزوال العقل, laws of intellect, meaning you have coma, intoxication, lose of consciousness, sleep. This is all what we call lose of aql, زوال العقل, because he is not مكلف now. Okay. ولهذا قال عليه الصلاة والسلام رفع القلم عن 3: عن الصبي حتى يبلغ، عند أحمد هذا الحديث، عن الصبي حتى يبلغ، وعن الصبي عن الصبي حتى يبلغ، وعن النائم حتى يستيقظ. وعن المجنون حتى يفيق. نعم.
في رواية أخرى ألا تسأل
What it? No, this is hadith of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is not kalam al-fuqaha. Okay. So these are the 3 things that will make you mukallaf. Okay. So lose of intellect. He's saying except for light sleep while sitting or standing. So this is the madhab. What is their evidence? Their evidence is that النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال العين وكاء السه. العين وكاء السه. فمن نام فليستيقظ فمن نام فليتوضأ. وفي لفظ أنه صلى الله عليه وسلم قال فإذا نامت العين استطلق الوكاء. مثل القربة يعني الرباط. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم saying that the eyes are the tie of the anus. So when the eyes are sleeping, then let the one who is sleeping go to make wudu. Okay? Okay, so he's going to pass a wind, or it's supposed to pass a wind. Okay, العين وكاء السه فإذا نامت العين استطلق الوكاء. وفي لفظ النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال فمن نام فليتوضأ. السهل لا
نوم عميق.
لا العين وكاء السه اللي هو لا الشرج معناه السه الشرج نعم. اوكي نعم. العين يقول العين وكاء السه. اوكي okay, so except for Allah, so this is their evidence. However, we have Hadith Anas radiallahu anhu, that he said that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum used to wait for the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam for the night prayer, meaning Salat al-Isha, حتى إن رؤوسهم لتخفق, to the extent that their faces used to drop, fall. And they rise up and go to pray without making wudu. وهذا حديث عند أحمد وعند أهل السنة بسند صحيح. عند ابن أبي شيبة, he told even that they used to recline, okay, and lay down. They used to do that. That's what he told. And they didn't need to make wudu. Therefore, we have now evidence that is still in us. Al-ayn wa ka'usah. We have evidence that is still in us that you can make wudu. How we reconcile, how we combine them? By saying, if the wudu, if the sleeping is light, in which if someone is sleeping and feels if some of them passes out of his, then this sleep is light. But if he doesn't feel it, then this sleep is heavy. Therefore, he has to go and renew his wudu. Okay? So we're saying then, in order to reconcile these narrations, we're saying that if the sleep is light, then it's not a nullifier. If the sleep is heavy, then it's a nullifier. How do we know that this sleep is heavy or it's light? We're saying that if he feels or she feels something that is passed out of her or his private parts, then this sleep is light. Therefore, it's not a nullifier. But if it feels, then it's a nullifier. It's heavy, therefore it's a nullifier. واضح؟
الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم كان ينام أو يتصبح بعد سنة صلاة الفجر.
لا ما ينام, كان يضطجع فقط.
يضطجع فقط.
نعم. بعد سنة تبعي. He used to lay down only. Okay. He didn't sleep.
حديث عائشة أن الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم
صلى الله عليه
كان يأخذ المجلس لمدة قصيرة فيشرب ثم يقوم يصلي.
Okay, so this is also an evidence. But this is هذا حديث ابن عباس رضي الله عنه. Okay. Okay. ثم قال رحمه الله ولمس الذكر بيده, touching the penis with his hands. Okay. لمس الذكر بيده, to touch the penis with his hand, and that also includes all the external sexual organs for both man and women.
That's right hand or left hand, right?
Both.
Because there was hadith about
Don't touch it with your
the right hand.
yeah, when you make bowl. لا يمسكن أحدكم ذكره بيمينه وهو يبول. Okay, so touching the external sexual organs of both, of oneself or others, man and women, or even children, for bathing or washing. This is a nullifier. Okay, even the babies. Okay, this is a nullifier. Okay, if we agree with that, based on the evidence that the Prophet ﷺ said, من مس ذكره فليتوضأ. من حديث بسرة بن صفوان رضي الله عنها. Okay, that the Prophet ﷺ said, من مس ذكره فليتوضأ. لا، من حديث طلق بن صبرة رضي الله عنه، من حديث طلق بن صبرة رضي الله عنه عند أهل السنن. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من مس ذكره فليتوضأ.
المس هو الجلد بجلد.
To touch. To touch. هذا هو المس. Okay? And that's also including, according to Shafi'i, that will include touching the anus, الشرج, الدبر. That will be a nullifier because of this hadith. However, we have another hadith. حديث بسرة بن صفوان أن رجلا قدم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله الرجل منا يمس ذكره فهل عليه من وضوء؟ فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إنما هو بضعة منك. وفي لفظ قال عليه إنما هو بضعة منك. It is not but a part of you. Meaning it's not, it is like your face, your hand, your feet. It is the same. And this hadith is sahih. This hadith Busra radiallahu anha. Sahih ibn al-Madini rahimahullah. Right? And he said, Ali ibn al-Madini rahimahullah, he said that this hadith is more authentic than hadith Talq ibn Sabira. That's saying that من مس ذكره فليتوضأ. Okay? How do we reconcile between them? Because al-Bukhari rahimahullah used to say that hadith Talq ibn Sabira is the most authentic in this bab. How to reconcile between them? We say that if you touch it with a lustful desire, with a sexual desire, then it is preferable to make wudu. Preferable to make wudu, because it is most likely that something will exert out. Okay?
Based on the intention.
No, it doesn't matter.
No, we're talking about, a lustful desire. I mean, what do you?
There's no intention.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it is preferable to make wudu. It's not obligatory. It's not mandatory. It's preferable to make wudu when you touch it with a lustful desire. Okay.
Can you repeat the hadith both in English?
The hadith Talq radiallahu anhu, which proves that we have to make wudu. من مس ذكره فليتوضأ. Whomever touches his penis, let him make wudu. The other hadith Busra bin Safwan radiallahu anha, that the Prophet ﷺ said, وَهَلْ هُوَ إِلَّا بَضْعَةٌ مِّنْكَ. It is not, but a part of your body. So how to reconcile between them? We're saying, just to avoid the long discussion here, just to say that if you touch it with a lustful desire, with a sexual desire, then it's preferable for you to make wudu. Unless you see something. If you see something, then it's obligatory, mandatory. Okay? But if you don't, then it's preferable. Okay? قال وأن تمس بشرته بشرة أنثى لشهوة. And if his skin touches the skin of a woman with lustful desire. Okay? He using the same term even. And if his skin touches the skin of a woman with lustful desire. What's their evidence? Allah Jalla wa Ala قال أو لامستم النساء. Or if you touch women. Meaning, if you only touch them, that's enough to nullify your wudu.
Without even lust.
Yes, without even lust. Okay? That's their evidence. And that's the saying of the majority, by the way. Okay? However, we say that touching women or women touching men is not a nullifying as long as there is nothing that exerts out. Okay? What is the evidence? First of all, we have to answer their evidence. We're saying أو لامستم النساء. We're saying that Ibn Abbas رضي الله عنهما في البخاري interpreted this touching by sexual intercourse. Okay? He said al-jima'. Al-jima'. Secondly, the Prophet ﷺ was touched by a woman while he is praying عليه الصلاة والسلام. كما في حديث عائشة رضي الله عنها, that she said, I woke up, then I didn't find the Prophet ﷺ next to me. Then I went to look for him. Then my hand touched his soul, عليه الصلاة والسلام, you know his soul, while he was standing and praying. ثم قال اللهم إني أعوذ. Then she said, I heard him saying, اللهم إني أعوذ اللهم إني أعوذ بك اللهم إني أعوذ بعظمتك اللهم إني أعوذ برضاك من سخطك وبمعافاتك من عقوبتك وبك منك لا أحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. Okay? So the evidence, the shahid, is that she touched him while he's praying. Also, the Prophet ﷺ, كما قالت عائشة, narrated that the Prophet ﷺ used to kiss some of his wives before he goes to pray. هذا عند أحمد من حديث عائشة رضي الله عنها. And she meant herself رضي الله عنها. So he used صلى الله عليه وسلم to do that. And he didn't make wudu. Therefore, we saying that touching women or women touching men is not a nullifier.
Women that halal, not ajnabiyya.
Both. Even if you touch, yes, حتى الجانب. It is a sin, but it's not a nullifier. See? Unless something is getting out. Okay? Exerting. Then we're saying not because of the touching, but because of the exertion. Okay? Even with lust. Even with lust. Okay?
That's very strong.
Okay?
Very strong.
Yes, that's very strong. But if you see something, then you have to make wudu, not because of the touch, but because of what? Because of the exertion, because of the hadath itself. Okay? Sam?
So there is an evidence for even with intention?
Yes, because we're saying that if you don't have anything that is getting out, then how do you say that I will nullify your wudu? Because you accept that touching without lust, you accept that, right? Because of the evidence that we have just provided. Then if you would like to add that if there is lust, then it is a nullifier, then we have to ask you, why do you distinguish? And you have to provide an evidence. If there is no evidence, then we're going to continue. Yes, it is expected, it is supposed that with lust, that the likelihood that something will get out. Okay? That exertion will happen. But if it does not, then we can't say for you that you have to make wudu. Okay? That's not nullifier. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. Okay. So then he said, rahimahullah, وَالرِّدَّةُ عَنِ الْإِسْلَامِ, and apostasy from Islam. Reversion. Okay? To revert from Islam. What is their evidence? لقوله سبحانه وتعالى مثل الذين كفروا أعمالهم كرماد اشتدت به الريح في يوم عاصف لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا ذلك هو الضلال البعيد. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is decreeing that all of their deeds are nullified, are not considered, rejected, including what? Their tahara. Okay? Their tahara. So if he reverts, then we say that this reversion is nullifying Islam, including wudu. Okay? قال وأكل لحم الجزور لما روي عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قيل له أنا أتوضأ من لحوم الإبل قال نعم توضأ منها قيل فنتوضأ من لحوم الغنم قال إن شئت فتوضأ وإن شئت فلا تتوضأ. And eating camel's meat, for the report from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he, blessings and peace be upon him, was asked, should we make wudu after eating camel's meat? He said yes, make wudu after eating their meat. He was then asked, should we make wudu after eating lamb? He said, if you want, then make wudu, and if you want to not make wudu, then don't. So it's linked to your desire, to your want. If you want, make. If you don't, and this opinion is only من المفردات عند الحنابلة رحمه الله. It is only al-Hanabila who opines this, that we have to make wudu from eating camel's meat. Okay. نعم هذا الحديث حديث جابر بن سمرة رضي الله عنه عند مسلم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قيل له يا رسول الله أنا أتوضأ من لحوم الغنم فقال إن شئت فقيل له أنا أتوضأ من لحوم الإبل فقال نعم. نعم بعضهم قال لأن لحم الجمل فيه لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن الصلاة في معاطن الإبل وذلك لأنها مأوى الشياطين. طيب فقالوا إن مأوى ملجأ the shelter of them. Okay. طيب يقولون إن الجمل فيه خاصية الشيطنة. ما معنى الشيطنة يا إخوة؟ معنى الشيطنة هي التمرد والبعد، ولهذا يقال شطن الشيء إذا بعد، وبئر شطون يعني بئر عميقة بعيدة. وقال الله جل وعلا في وصف الإنس بأنهم شياطين من الجن، قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. وكذلك جعلنا لكل نبي عدوا شياطين الإنس والجن. إذن الشيطنة هو وصف يدل على البعد وشدة التمرد. طيب فقالوا بسبب هذه الحرارة التي يضفيها، ولهذا قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في رعاة الإبل في رعاة الغنم أنهم أرق أفئدة وألين معشر، وقال في أصحاب الإبل إنهم إنهم أغلظ أفئدة وأشد معشر، لأنهم تعودوا على الجلف. طيب بخلاف الغنم فإن الأنبياء كانوا يرعونها. طيب فالعلماء رحمه الله قالوا لعل هذه هي العلة، فإن أكل لحوم الإبل يوجب هذه الحرارة البدنية التي توجب شيئا من الشيطنة فتبرد بالوضوء. لا وش بقى؟ لا فقط اللحم. نعم فقط اللحم، واختلفوا في الكبد وما أشبه ذلك، لكن الصحيح أن الكبد من اللحم. طيب لا فخلاصة الأمر أننا نقول إن الوضوء من لحم الإبل واجب على الصحيح، لأن لحم الإبل ناقض من نواقض الوضوء لحديث جابر بن سمرة رضي الله عنه، وهذا من مفردات الإمام أحمد. And this is only the opinion of al-Hanabila, and we opine with this because of the evidence. The evidence is with them. So whenever you eat, although it is difficult here to eat camel's meat, but if you eat camel's meat, you should make wudu because of the evidence. Now we have the evidence. قال رحمه الله.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's not more.
Oh.
There's nobody up there.
Nobody now? Okay.
So the system shuts off at 9:30.
Okay. So قال ومن تيق. Okay. The last five. Yes. When. قال ومن تيقن الطهارة وشك في الحدث أو تيقن الحدث وشك في الطهارة فهو على ما تيقن منهما. He who is certain of having ritual purity and has some doubt whether he had thereafter a cause for ritual impurity, and he who is certain of having had a reason for sexual impurity and doubt whether he had made ablution thereafter, he must follow what he is certain of. And we discussed this issue. فإنه يبني على ما استيقن. Okay? يبني على ما استيقن. So this is summary. Self-assessment, didactic activity. Okay. Okay, so this bab then is finished. So that's the main points of this bab. And any questions? So you had a question? Okay. Any question? Any addition?
ايش تقول للواحد لما انه لا لمست النساء لا ينقض الوضوء وانما هو